Okay, before you start to throw on the wheel, we are going to make our own cutting tools. In the past, we've had like some fishing twine connected to these, but they always seem to break and nobody could keep track of them. So we're going to make our own. Everybody's gonna make their own. And what they're gonna do is they're going to create a small little pinch pot, and they're gonna poke 2 holes in them, and then it'll be easy to hold in your hand, and once it dries, then everybody will have their own that they'll keep in the drawer. So they'll need to do 2 of them. Here's an example of the first one. But like we did in the past with our pinch pot monsters and stuff like that, and this actually is probably too big of a piece, but we'll go with it. You'll get yourself a bit of a circle. You'll poke a hole. We're not going to use a golf ball because we're not doing something really big. You'll poke a hole and you'll just start pinching. We want these to be thin and kind of up and down so they'll fit in your hand nicely when you hold them to pull. So you'll just start kind of squeezing up and pulling up. See how I've got this in here, and I'm just kind of pulling it up. And these don't need to be perfect because again, they're just going to be a tool for us to use. Once you've got it all the right thickness, you can kind of shape it into what's going to fit into your hand nicely. And this one was really big. So I'm actually going to trim it a little bit. Take a piece off of it, squeeze it down. Once you have it how you want it, got to fit in your hand nicely because you want it to be able to like pull around, and these will shrink up a little bit so they'll be okay, but I want this a little bit rounder. Actually, I'll fold this over. Okay, so once you have it the shape you want, similar to what I have right here, then you're going to poke 2 holes in the bottom because you want to be able to thread your thread in and out, your twine that you're going to use to cut with. So I have this like cutting tool right here. It's a little circle on there, and you're going to cut 2 holes because you want a hole for it to go in, and it's got a little piece of clay in there. Pull that out, and you're going to have the other end, and you don't want them too close together because you want to be able to thread that clay through. Grab that piece out of there. Got your 2 pieces. Then you don't want it really rough in here either, so you might want to go in here, smooth it out, because anything rough may cut your twine. Smooth it out, then double check, make sure you didn't close your hole. But you should have 2 holes that you can look through. They'll close up a little bit when they shrink because of firing, so you want to have a good hole that you can thread it through. So you're going to make 2 of these because you're going to have 2 of them to hold, so when you slice you can pull it around to go under your pot when you're throwing on the wheel. Once you have that, once these are fired, you're going to put your initials on them. So take like your carving tool. I didn't bring one over here, but take your carving tool, write your initials, whatever the case may be, on the edge, because these will be yours. You'll keep them in your drawer, but they'll look all alike. So write your name or whatever. I would write your name because some people have the same initials. Write your name on the edge of both of them. Then what you're going to do, once they're fired, so you have something that has like 2 holes in it, you're going to take your twine, and this is actually like the braided fishing twine, because I'd heard from somebody that doesn't tear as bad as the other stuff. It's a lot stronger, and you'll thread it through. It may come out like the hole here, and you may have to like point it back in and thread it back through. So basically this is this here. See how you have that there? Then you're going to do a fisherman's knot, which basically if you hold it like this, you just have to turn it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want 5 twists. So that would be careful to turning this like 5 times once it's dry. So you have your twist. Then you're going to take one edge, thread it through the hole here, It's kind of harder to do when you're working on paper. Thread it through the hole here, closest to your holes, and then you thread it through the hole, the little circle you've made. Then you just pull it tight up against your piece of thing, and that will be it'll be a really tight knot. You can trim these a little bit. It's not going to be a big deal if they're not trimmed. You don't want them to be like in your way, but like that, it'd be, see, that would be just like how this is here. And then you'll have that cutting tool. But so when you're done with your tile before we start throwing, you'll just make 2 of these. You'll write your name on them. We'll fire them up. You'll thread them up. We're not even going to glaze them. They'll just be 2 tools you'll keep in your drawer for slicing and any cutting that you need to do for taking stuff off the wheel.